There we go.
3, 2, 1. Hey folks, Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland. I'm Jonn Ritland. The Derb is over there, controlling.
Hi.
Master control over there. This is my top 25 favorite Raw matches, which, by the way, I want to clarify. Are these the absolute best matches ever? No. They're my personal opinion. They may not be, hour-long Broadways. One is. And they may not be, some may not be more than 8 minutes or 4 minutes, like that Madonna Justin Timberlake song. But these are ones that have impacted me the most. And no, Impact is not on this list because we're talking about good programming. Kidding. Impact was good for a while. They're rising back up. So, number 25, and this is how you know it's going to be a good list, a good controversial list. Stone Cold and The Rock start off the list. It's their cage match from the night after WrestleMania 17. This is when the two-man power trip was formed, and it had that big fight feel. You're like, oh, we saw this on WrestleMania, now it's in a steel cage, and Austin, the new heel. It wasn't a good idea to turn Austin heel, because no one wanted to boo him. He tried. He beat the hell out of Lita with a chair. That was fun, especially considering that Lita was like, nope, go ahead and bring it. Bravo to Lita for taking all those chair shots like a champ. Not, of course, the last thing Austin would do to a woman, unfortunately, but that's neither here nor there. In the ring, Austin was great. Person outside of it, that's another story. But Austin and The Rock tore the house down. Of course, Triple H comes out. Looks like he's going to beat up Austin. Forms a two-man power trip by taking out The Rock, and The Rock suddenly is injured. Not that he had to go to Hollywood and film The Scorpion King or anything. No, why would you think that? But this is on here just because of the tremendous star power they had. 24, Jericho versus Christian steel cage match from, May 10th, 2004. Funny, I actually had to look at the list, but remembered the exact date. This is playing off their WrestleMania 20 match where Trisha turned heel and become the bad girl and decided to, tongue Christian, because Vince McMahon just loved seeing that since he wanted to put a blue dot over Christian's face because he thought he was too ugly. This is the same man who thought Nathan Jones and Heidenreich would be good stars. Good job, Vince. But Jericho and Christian had one hell of a match here. Tore the house down. Great crossbody off the steel cage, top of the steel cage. Of course, where else are they going to go? From the rafters? No, that'd be bad. We're not Sting from WCW. Good stuff. Certainly no complaints. Big fight feel. It was probably better than the WrestleMania 20 match because that was in the middle of the card and they tried and they worked well. But that crowd, even though they were pretty passionate, they were kind of a little at times. And this match really had a good blow-off for the feud. Number 23, Ric Flair versus Mr. Perfect. Loser leaves WWE match January 25th, 1993. And yeah, I got my notes here, by the way, so I can figure this out. Really good match. Probably the first really grand match the Raw had. Granted, this was only the third week of Raw. And despite Rob Bartlett, the terrible commentator that he was, not a terrible person, he was just bad at wrestling commentary. I'm sure he's a very, very nice man, but he was terrible at his job. Not like Mark Madden. Not like Steve Mongo McMichael, who might be the worst commentator ever. But this just had this great feel. Bobby Heenan's, of course, on commentary because he's in Ric Flair's corner. And just, no. Flair got pinned with the perfect plex. The idea was that Flair was going to leave and go to WCW. It was kind of a mutual agreement. He was either going to go down the card or he could leave on top. And you almost have to wonder, what would have happened if Flair had stuck around to WrestleMania 9? Not that anything would have saved that. Hey, maybe Ric Flair would have come out and saved Bret Hart and then, beaten Yokozuna instead of Hulk Hogan. Might have actually been better because at least Ric Flair was a credible champion at that point and hadn't, gotten punched out, or beaten up by thugs. I mean, Hogan sporting that huge black eye at WrestleMania 9. And yes, I will do a 25-year reflection of that. Why? I hate that pay-per-view, but for fun. Great match, though. Perfect one. Stayed in his career in WWE, even though he only really wrestled for part of 93 and then suffered that back injury that kept him out of a WWE ring until 2002, actually. He was a manager and commentator for a while, left in 96, went to WCW in 97. Funny how I remember that. And stayed around for 3 years. Number 22, and apologies for my throat, bad allergies. Razor Ramon and Rick Martel for the IC title from the 11th of October 93. They were the final two in a battle royal to determine a new Intercontinental Champion. Really good match. I almost would have gone with Martel getting the title, but Razor was the younger up-and-coming star. Of course, Rick Martel was no slouch. I almost said Ric Flair, and that would have been a mistake because Martel, great performing heel, but not on Ric Flair's level. Good stuff, though. Really good TV match. Razor won. No complaints. 21, Sid versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Yes, this match from the July 3rd, 1995 edition of Raw. Yes, Sid made it into the top 25. This maybe should have probably been ranked number 25. The reason I put this up here is you wouldn't have expected this to actually be really, really good for a big man match. And especially Bam Bam had a lot of years on him. Sid didn't have scissors with him, thankfully, and this was pre-leg break, so at least Sid was moving well. Big feel, good stuff to it, and considering what I thought it was going to be, had a massive upside. They did really well. Fantastic. Number 20, Bret versus Fatu. Before Fatu did it for The Rock, did it for the people. Why did they have Rikishi turn heel like that? I mean, terrible. WWE title match from just before, about a month before.
They refer to that as the Samoan career drop.
Yes, it was, as opposed to what Roman Reigns does. Umaga had another drop. No, seriously, he got dropped from the company. Poor Umaga. May he rest in peace. WWE title match from March 1st of 1993. Boy, considering Fatu had only been in the business a few years, Bret, of course, great performing champion. He would always make a title match seem like something bigger, something grander, and he worked hard and got this match over, and really, really over. I was actually really, really highly impressed with it. And it's a match I actually remember fondly. So go back and watch it. You'll certainly enjoy it. Unless you're not a Bret Hart fan, and then there's something wrong with you. Kidding. If you're not a Bret Hart fan, seriously, what the fuck? But anyway, Mario Jannetty versus Shawn Michaels, IC title, May 17th, 1993, the same night where the 1-2-3 Kid shocked Razor Ramon. By the way, a top 25 Raw moments and top 25 least favorite Raw moments list will happen at some point, either here or at home. But Mario Jannetty beat Shawn Michaels. It's almost like this feud never got the love it deserved, partly because Marty couldn't stay out of his own goddamn way, and now he wants to fuck a girl that he thought was his daughter. Marty, you're a sick freak, and the drugs have rotted your brain. What the fuck? I guess Marty Jannetty would be known as a crack rocker now. So, this was a great match, though. Mr. Perfect interfered. Cost Michael's match throwing a towel at him. Marty Jannetty only held the title for a month. Should have held it till about SummerSlam, but, of course, being under, I think, house arrest or something like that, he had to give up the title after a month. Good job there, Marty. Number 18, Austin versus Angle WWF title match, where Triple H attacked Austin. This is from January 8th, 2001. Big, grandiose main event here. Okay, not the greatest match these guys would have even in 2001, but for a TV match, wonderfully done. Very well done. And, of course, Triple H appearing and attacking Austin. Great stuff. I mean, there really aren't any flaws here, because everything was picture perfect. Angle managed to escape by the skin of his teeth, not by the skin of his neck, because he doesn't have a neck. And he escaped with his WWE title. So he won that, and then, of course, Triple H and Austin had, a bit of a brawl at the 2001 Rumble, interfering in each other's matches, and then had a great 3 Stages of Hell match at No Way Out 2001 that Triple H won, and yet somehow wasn't inserted into the Rock Triple H match, or the Rock Austin match. I mean, really, really bizarre that they did it that way. So anyway, that was a great match, though. Cactus Jack versus Triple H, Falls Count Anywhere match, September 22nd, 1997. Cactus Jack's Madison Square Garden debut and his WWE debut. Great stuff. Use of a table, and Vince not thinking that the crowd would know who Cactus Jack was, and actually Kevin Dunn didn't. Kevin Dunn, who deserves to be curb stomped and or fired. Damn Bucky Beaver Tooth motherfucker. Jim Cornette saying that. Seriously. Fucking Vince loving Kevin Dunn. Look, just because his dad saved tapes from a fire doesn't mean that Kevin shouldn't have been left in the fire. Kidding. He doesn't deserve to die. He just deserves to not have a job because he's earned way too much money. The man earns $4.5 million a year or something like that. Bullshit. And he still hasn't gotten his goddamn teeth fixed. Fucking hell, I thought I had bad teeth. Good lord. Anyway, but though Cactus Jack beat Triple H, China interfered, running and, tripping over herself, I think. But, hey, you got to rush to do your spots. And China was not still young in the business at that point. Good match, though. Cactus Jack won. Number 16, Triple H and Austin versus Jericho and Benoit. Yes, I said the name Benoit. Don't dislike the video yet. You can dislike it at number 1. Kidding, don't dislike the video yet. I have a reason for putting this here. That reason is they should have tapped. Moving on. May 21st, 2001. I'm going to hell, seriously, for some of my jokes. Anyway, Jericho and Benoit, rivals and great teammates, and they were friends. I'm not going to discount what Chris Benoit did in a wrestling ring. How he ended his life and how he chose to end it, though, or whatever. Another story for another day. I did a 10-year reflection on that tragedy. You can figure that out if you can watch that if you want. Great match, though. And Triple H, this is the one where he tore his quad. This is before Nash tore his quad, by the way, and turned it into his own gimmick. And before Vince tore both his quads, getting into the ring at the 2005 Rumble. But Triple H finished the match because he doesn't play by human rules. Nor does he want to sleep with a woman that has a lighter voice than he does. Stephanie has the deepest voice ever. I'm half expecting pea soup to spit out of her mouth. But moving on from that, really good match. And, of course, the crowd popped huge when Jericho and Benoit got the victory. They didn't hold tag titles long, but still, big pop. And, yeah, okay, Benoit's career got pretty much shattered, basically shattered because of what he did. But this match deserves its place in Raw history. Number 15, Head Shrinkers versus the Quebecers. Fatu making another appearance. And this is where Johnny Polo, who would later become Raven, was managing the Quebecers. And really good match. Captain Lou Albano is a babyface, managing the Head Shrinkers. Great stuff. Head Shrinkers managed to get the title, get the titles here. Big pop when they won the titles, and probably one of my favorite tag team matches that ever happened on Raw. And yeah, I'm comparing that stuff to stuff that's happened recently in 2016, 2015. Really standout tag team match. I'm going to have to, at some point, have to show the Derb that. That's about 120, 125 matches I said I'm going to show the guy. So, got to pick a few days at some point and do that. Great match, though, and great title change. RVD versus Edge versus Cena, 3-way WWE title match. This is when RVD got popped for a wellness violation. Great job, Rob. Great job. I mean, okay, you can have your debate about whether weed should have been legalized at this time. It was 2006, but he got busted with that, and of course, Sabu got busted with drugs. Yes, shocking. I know this Sabu would have gotten busted with any drugs, but Rob was their champion at the time. That's part of the reason I pick on Rob Van Dam, and who's a great athlete. Maybe not Hall of Famer, though they'll put him in the Hall of Fame. That's my opinion. His ECW run was certainly great. His WWE run, he was super over, and still is. If he wanted to make an appearance, of course he can't because of a retina issue with his eye. So I guess him, Linda McMahon, and Shawn Michaels can now have the same eye problem. He will be in the Hall of Fame. And this was a good match. They managed to make it a really good contest. And, of course, he would lose the ECW title a day later on WWE ECW TV. But it's RVD's WWE title run's a footnote. Still, great match. Great three-way. Edge manages to win, pinning the man who can't be seen. Actually, he pinned Rob Van Dam. But good stuff. Cena versus Edge WWE title cage match. Just about a few weeks after Unforgiven, from October 2nd, 2006. Great way to cap off their feud for 2006. The best feud of 2006 in WWE. Impact had a lot of really, really good feuds also at this time, and that's a story for another day. Really good cage match, though. Cena wins, LOL, and continued his what would become a just over year-long title reign, until doing a hip toss to Mr. Kennedy would injure him and he would be unable to continue. And it would recover suddenly 3 months later and show up at number 30. Though we couldn't see who showed up at number 30, we have to assume that Cena won the Rumble. And then Reigns versus Sheamus, WWE title match from the 14th of December in 2015. Yes, a Roman Reigns match makes it. Look, I can admit when Roman Reigns puts on some good performances. This is the perfect storm of when they were actually fucking booking him well. Vince McMahon put that all or nothing stipulation on Reigns. Took a Superman punch from Reigns. All the booking and everything in the same building that the Rumble happened earlier that year. Roman Reigns got cheered. got cheered like crazy. And it was good, and it was a great way to book him, and then they fucked it up a few weeks later. But I'm not going to deny the perfect storm of, the chemistry here. Yeah, him and Sheamus, this is probably the most chemistry they ever had in one of their matches. Isn't saying much, but they had really, really good chemistry here. Boom. Reigns managed to win. Huge pop. Yeah, it's going to be on here about halfway. Actually, just a little over halfway. I didn't realize it was a number 11 because I can't do math. Shawn versus Edge versus Orton in a three-way contenders match from the 2nd of 2007 in February. Well, actually, the 6th of February in 2007. Shawn managed to earn this title shot against John Cena. And, of course, Batista would face Undertaker in a match that should have been way, way higher on the card. And good stuff. Just Shawn managing to get the win. Shawn and Edge have really good chemistry. Shawn, Orton have really good chemistry. It's kind of almost bridging the feuds, how Shawn and Edge kind of wrapped up the, brief amount of matches they'd had. Their feud in 05 and then other matches they'd had. And then seamlessly kind of went to where this would be a tease for how the Orton feud would go a little bit later, where Orton would take out Shawn Michaels so he could get knee surgery. Well, that was before Nice was around. And then, come back and have a great match at Survivor Series 2007. So good stuff. Shawn manages to get the win. Awesome stuff. And now for the top 10. CM Punk versus John Cena. Contenders match from February 25th, 2013. They broke out a pile driver in 2013 when that move was pretty much banned. But at that point, yeah, what are you going to do? Tell Cena and, Punk they can't do it? I mean, Punk pretty much told Vince to screw himself about a year later. But it was a great match, and you almost thought, okay, it's pretty obvious Cena's going to win because Rock, got the title, but you're like, oh, wait, maybe Punk's going to do it. Maybe Punk's going to do it, and then maybe it'll be a three-way. Because it's not like they shouldn't have fucking done that, and maybe it would have, combated a lot of apathy people had towards the damn main event, because it wasn't once in a lifetime. You lied to us, Rock. You fucking lied to us. Then again, WWE lied to us. It wasn't just him. But it was a great match. And CM Punk absolutely was pretty much at his peak here. After that feud with Taker, he had that great match with Brock at 2013 SummerSlam, and after that it seemed like he didn't care, but apparently he was battling a staph infection. Oh, just put a Z-Pack on it, you'll be fine. Punk seems happy, retired. Let's stop with the CM Punk chants. Another story for another day. Number 9, Cena versus Punk. Oh, hello, it's good to see you again, Punk. WWE title match for Cena, cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase, facing off on the Raw 1000 episode, the Raw 1000th episode, because I can talk. And this is where Big Show interfered and, of course, attacked Cena and stuff like that, because they'd had an ongoing feud for about the last 5,000 years. And then Rock came down and attacked Big Show and knocked him out, and was going to do the people's elbow. And then Punk just knocked him down and then hit the GTS, and oh my god, it was great because Punk had, just as he was about to start going stale as a babyface champion, turned and went heel, and what a great turn it was. So yeah, the match ended in a DQ, but still, the match and that moment is why it's here on the list. Number 8, Hardys versus Edge and Christian in a ladder match. The Raw after Unforgiven, where they'd had a steel cage match. And then concertoed Edge off the cage and everything. And all that happened. And yeah, then they had a ladder match. Hey guys, you beat yourself up in a cage match. We're handily beating WCW that is basically on life support at this point. Let's go out and have a cage. Let's go out and after the cage match have a ladder match. Okay, dicks.
And ladder that same evening.
That rung true right there. Boy, I mean, both Edge and Christian and Jeff and Matt had to have been broken. Broken, you say? Yes. Sorry, I promise never to do that again. I promise never to do that broken Matt laugh again. Except during the Rumble reactions that I might do. Anyway, great match though. Really went hard hitting and everything. Not maybe as good as their Terry Invitational Tournament match they did. Yes, TIT was the Terry Invitational Tournament. Fucking idiots that wrote that shit. Basically what happened is, of course, the Hardys won. Duh. Of course the Hardys won. They had to. And then Edge and Christian dressed up as Los Conquistadores. Being Mexican guys in full, yellow lucha outfits. It was ridiculous. Great match, though. Shawn versus Shelton, the Gold Rush first round match. from the May 2nd, 2005 edition of Raw. This match had such a famous ending, easy for me to say, that it was in the Raw intro for a number of years, where Shelton leaps off the ropes, Shawn catches him with a sweet chin music that, I swear to God, murdered Shelton. I think that that's Shelton reincarnated in a second life or something, because there's no way a human being could survive that. And it's a great moment. Great moment. Great match, though. It looked like Shelton was going to win, but he was the IC champion at the time, so he wasn't going to, but damn, he came close. And that's actually about the closest that Shelton came to a major title.
Stop talking about Shelton. I'm coming.
World's if he did that, it would be the world's greatest gag team anyway. So moving on from that, God damn it, what's wrong with me? Great match though. Shawn and Sheldon had such great chemistry there. Now number 6, Rock versus Mankind. During the it was shown on January 4th, 1999, where the finger poke of doom, where Nash took a finger poke and tore his quad. The great thing about this match was it a great match? No. Foley was beat up to fuck, and Rock, of course, was wearing the shirt, because Rock having breast reduction surgery is not funny. You stop laughing right now, because Rock having breast it's fucking hilarious. He had his moobs taken care of. Anyway, so, Jinder needs to have that surgery. Anyway, so, Rock versus Mankind, it's that moment of Mankind finally winning the title. Austin, the corporation, DX attacking each other. The huge pop when Austin's music hits. Runs down, hits the Rock with the chair, puts Mankind on the Rock. The crowd freaking, I got goosebumps thinking about it, just exploded when the 3 count hit. And, Foley winning it, I mean, it was great to see him win that. And then, of course, Shivani being told to say that's going to put a lot of butts in the seats made everybody switch over, because that was Bischoff telling Shivani to say that. Let me say that clear. It was not Shivani saying that. It was not the greatest night in the history of our sport. Sorry, that's meme-worthy from Shivani. But it was a bad move by WCW, because about 800,000 homes switched over. They had Hogan versus Nash as the main event. And that got turned back because that match was only like about 30 seconds. The entrances lasted about 5 minutes. But yeah, after Foley won the title, click. They went back to Nitro, but still, WCW should have won that. Even at that point, the race was still close. And they fucked it up. Great win by Mick Foley. The longest title reign that he would actually have is about 3 weeks. He was a 3-time WWE champion. I think combined, he held him for about a month and a half. Number 5, Bret Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid. WWE title match from July 11th, 1994. This almost was number 1. This almost was. I mean, and it's like, okay, you could watch it now and think, really? That'd be number 1? Because it was pretty... You look at it on paper, thinking, no way, it's going to be great. It was great. Savage and JR were on commentary, and you're thinking, okay, Savage wasn't the best commentator. He was really, really good here, though. And 1-2-3 Kid looked like he was about to get the win. Bret actually had the win, but then 1-2-3 Kid got his foot on the rope, and Bret said, wait, no, and actually had the match restarted. 1-2-3 Kid almost hit this leg drop, and then, of course, got put in the sharpshooter, and, he tapped out. And the crowd, it was a small crowd, but the crowd applauded. Savage and JR applauded. It was great stuff. It was how you make a guy into more of a star with him losing. Bret could make a whole lot of people better when he wanted to. Yes, admittedly, he didn't always make people better. I'm going to just mention his match with, his feuds, aren't always the best, because I'm just going to mention his feud with Bob Backlund for no reason. That Mania 11 match, Sweet Jesus, Roddy Piper's a special guest referee, running around with the microphone. What do you say? Piper. Fucking hell, dude. They just locked up. It's great stuff. Mania 11 was a mess. Great match, though. Bret Hart and 1-2-3 Kid tore the house down. Shawn versus Cena, hour-long Broadway. Big Bird 432, I believe you were at this Raw. If you were at this Raw, please make sure to tweet me and tell me that. I don't know if you have a YouTube page, but feel free to tweet me and tell me if you were. But this was great. It was just 6 days before Backlash 2007. And with how great it was, it's all right. With how great it was when Raw was only 2 hours, and my God, it was wonderful. Such wonderful stuff. Shawn Michaels got the win after like 57, 58 minutes. It's just great stuff. Just superbly done. Absolutely superbly done. Can't really ask for anything better. Number 3, Lita versus Trish for the Raw Women's Championship, the first women's main event for Raw. That's saying something. Lita nearly dying when she did a dive outside on her surgically repaired neck. Great job there. Seriously, great job. Whew. I mean, Lita did get the win. Got the moonsault. Grand moment. Of course, she only had the title for about a month because she blew out her knee. And then it was revealed that she was, trying to get with Edge while she was with Matt. And, oh my God, it led to putting Christy Hemme in the ring. And Hemme did well in Impact until she got injured. Thankfully, she's had a long career after that. Christy Hemme shouldn't have been in the ring. It should have been Lita versus Trish. Good stuff, though, for this match. Lita getting the win. Awesome stuff. Number 2, Kurt versus Shawn. A 30-minute Iron Man match from the Raw Homecoming episode. What can you say? They had a great match. They had a great match at WrestleMania 21. That Kurt won. Shawn won at Vengeance 2005. And this was the rubber match. And then they got put in a triple threat match again. Part of a triple threat match later. It was just wonderfully done. It's a wonderfully done match. Those guys had such great chemistry. Number 1, Owen versus British Bulldog European Championship crowning match from March 3rd, 1997. Great sportsmanship shown in the beginning from both guys who were tag team champions at the time to crown the first ever European champion. And it was just great. It was great. It was from Raw, Germany. It was weird because the lighting was all bad. I mean, it was a really dingy arena, or at least dingy lighting, but these guys cut a perfect match. There's a reason why it's my number 1 match. Because Bulldog got to be the champion and made the European title mean something. And then nobody else did. Everybody else made it shit. Well, okay, some people tried. But anyway, those are my favorite Raw matches. What are your guys' favorites? Leave them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe also. It's been Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland. I'm Jonn Ritland. See you soon.